friends, welcome to another episode of Views Factory. Uh, Today again I've come up with a very nice video, a travel vlog actually, from one of my favorite travel vlogger. Her name is Ivana. She's from Amsterdam. She's a tech talker too. And today she is covering my favorite city, Bengaluru. And before I get into the video, I would request you to kindly subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I would request you to like the video if you really like it. Click the like button, click the share button and share the video to your friends and relatives. And also do not forget to click the bell icon so that whenever I come up with new video, you are intimated first and you can see it first. And I intend to bring some wonderful video reactions. Yeah, so let's get on to the video.
What's it really like to live in Bangalore, India? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you on a journey through the city that I'm so privileged to call home. Hi, my name is Ivana and I've been living in Bangalore now for 3 years. When I first came to India, I never would have thought that Bangalore would end up being my home, but it is and I absolutely love it. Our journey today starts at the airport here in Bangalore because that is something that really makes Bangalore very special for me. Its location. Bangalore is almost in the center of India, which makes it so incredibly well connected. It is very easy to travel to the north of India, but also to the south of India, not just by flight, but also by trains and by buses. And actually, Bangalore is also very well internationally connected. Just a couple of years ago, we got a direct connection with Thailand for the perfect holiday, but actually also with Amsterdam, which is my hometown. I was so happy with that. So when you live in Bangalore, it is super easy, not just to travel all over India, but actually also internationally. This is only the beginning of our journey, and obviously I'm also going to be discussing the challenges that I face living here in Bangalore, so make sure that you stay tuned until the end of this video. Time to hit the road for our Life in Bengaluru tour. Driving towards the city from the airport, you'll slowly see the landscape change from a lot of greenery to bigger and bigger buildings. The biggest misconception that people have about Bengaluru, however, is that it's a super industrial city with no character or culture. Throughout the video, I'm going to show you the many layers of Bengaluru, so we definitely clear that wrong perception anybody might have. The first place where I always take anybody who's new to the city is the neighborhood Indranagar. Get ready for our first night out in Bangalore. Welcome to Indranagar, one of the most famous neighborhoods here in Bangalore and also one of my personal favorites. When I came to Bangalore, I really didn't know that it was the hipster capital of India. Yes, I dare say that because here in Bangalore, there is this whole health scene, first of all. If you want to order anything keto, it will always be there, available on Swiggy in multiple options. Eat Fit actually also started in this city. The chai shops, they're super hipster. And then we also have amazing restaurants with a lot of fusion cuisines. For today's little tour of Bangalore, I wanted to take you to one of my favorite hipster restaurants, the Fatty Bao. The restaurant looks super hipster. They have different kind of Asian cuisines. They have Malaysian, they have Japanese, they have a little bit Korean. The food is absolutely mind-blowing. So if you want to go for a hipster experience in Bangalore, I would definitely 10/10 recommend the Fatty Bao and hanging out here in the Indranagar. Or if you want a hipster experience in India, then Bangalore is your city. It's the hipster capital of India. Also, what I really like about Bangalore, it is now a Monday evening, about 10 p.m. and still, there are plenty of people in the street. However, if you want to go out, please do keep in mind that usually any parties, clubs, bars, restaurants will be closing around maybe 1 or 2 a.m. That's quite early, especially for Amsterdam standards. I was always used to partying until like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, but that doesn't necessarily happen in Bangalore. Also, another hipster thing, if you love beer, Bangalore is the city in India that has the most microbreweries. So yeah, this city has a lot to offer. I do believe the hipster culture is linked with the innovative spirit and startup culture that Bangalore has. To tell you more about that, let's first go to the most beautiful building in Bengaluru, Vedana Sudha. And what an innovative spirit we have here in Bangalore. Every single one of my foreigner friends who has visited Bangalore, and even my brother, immediately noticed the vibrant startup culture. So many famous billion-dollar companies have started here in Bangalore, and even though people keep calling Bangalore the Silicon Valley of India, I think by now Bangalore has actually surpassed that term and proven itself as not the Silicon Valley of India, but the innovative capital of India. For me as an entrepreneur and somebody who has had her own company for the past 5 years, it was nothing less than thrilling to come to Bangalore and see what all the startups are doing here. One such startup that recently launched is ScenicPod Sit and Go. ScenicPod is a company which is completely run and managed by Scenics, the Indian word for ex-servicemen or veterans. And I honestly couldn't be more proud to be a part of this organization. During COVID times, doctors had a really hard time going back and forth between their homes and the hospitals. And Scenics, so Indian veterans, actually managed that they were stress-free and safe during these challenging times. Now ScenicPod has also launched ScenicPod Sit and Go, which has a 3-step safety protocol. Every single driver of the new initiative, ScenicPod Sit and Go, is trained by Indian ex-servicemen. The cars are all tracked and monitored in the Scenic control room, and the drivers actually also wear gloves next to a face mask, but they also have these beautiful formal uniforms. And of course, there is a shield in the car to make sure everything is according to the highest hygiene standards. But this is only the first step of the 3-step safety protocol, because for the first time in India, there is a completely electric fleet launching, which is available for consumers. Every single car in the ScenicPod Sit and Go fleet is fully electric, which means that while transferring here in Bangalore, it is also safe for the environment. And then the third step of the 3-step safety protocol is that you don't need an app to use this service. There's a huge part of the Indian population which still doesn't have access to a smartphone or even the internet. So Scenics actually wanted to make sure that even these people have safe transfers. Now you might be wondering, how does this work and how can I spot them? Well, these cute little bonbons, as I like to call them, are available all over Bangalore. And when you see the pod light on top of the car, green, it is available for you to just step into the car. Upon departing, the driver will turn the pod from green to blue, which means that it's occupied. So even if you see this little bonbon passing by and the pod light is blue, then it is not available. But if it is green, you can always just walk in. There is a smart meter which will be tracking your ride and your expenses. Scenics obviously want you to pay a fair rate, so it is all according to market standards, and then you will be delivered to your destination in a completely electric car without an app. Honestly, I am so honored and beyond excited to be part of such an amazing initiative, which today starts in Bangalore, but hopefully will soon be expanding to other Indian cities, and who knows, maybe even international. But don't get confused. Below the surface of all this hipster and startup culture, Bengaluru has an incredibly rich history and culture in which the native Bangaloreans take great pride. It's easy to miss this being blinded by all the modern comforts and entertainment that Bengaluru has to offer. However, beyond the modern malls, hipster restaurants, and tech parks, it's the cute local markets and of course the local eateries where you can find the true riches of Bengaluru. Therefore, I asked my friend Shruti, who is a true Kannadiga, to help us get a better understanding of this side of Bengaluru.
First of all, namaskara to everybody watching this video. I am Shruti, I'm based out of Bangalore. I'm a travel and a lifestyle content creator. So welcome to the south of Bangalore, and right now we are in the main road of Gandhi Bazaar. And when you hear this, I'm sure what's running in your mind, yes, of course, we are here for breakfast at the very, very popular Vidyarthi Bhavan. It is almost a heritage site, I can say. It's almost 80 years old and it started in 1943. So I'll tell you a lot more about this place once we get inside. So I hope you're excited to see the food, as excited as we are to eat.
Yes, yes.
So all these pictures that you see on the wall right here are either celebrities, politicians, or famous poets who've come here and had breakfast, or basically they've had the food here, and it's all been hand sketched. They've all been hung here just to show the legacy of this entire place.
Vidyarthi Bhavan is very loved and frequented by locals. Some Bengaluru families have been coming here for decades for their delicious weekend breakfast. The waiters also have next level skills and carry more plates than I've ever seen anybody carry in my life.
Excited to try it.
Yes, extremely love it. So what is this?
So this is Uddin Vade with sambar. That is urad dal vada with sambar dip, and this is steaming hot idli with sambar dip.
That looks amazing.
So if you don't want dip, you can ask him to give it separately with chutney and sambar.
The vada and the idli are amazing, but the true gem according to me is the dosa. It's a crispy on the outside and soft on the inside savory crepe which is served with a potato masala. Shruti told me that some people believe the recipe for this has never changed in all this time.
One of the reasons why this place is so popular is because people believe that the taste hasn't changed one bit since 1940s.
The local language Kannada is something that's very dear to native Bangaloreans. I asked Shruti why this is.
I think the emotional attachment that people have towards Kannada here is people are very proud of their language, and people are very proud of all the traditions and cultures that we have here. And one of the reasons why we are kind of stress on our language and the importance of our language is only because we want to preserve it. This is pretty much the same with every state of India, and that's a very beautiful thing. Like, we all respect our boundaries, but at the same time, if you belong to one particular state, they are very proud of their language and they want it to be preserved as long as they can. So one of the reasons why they teach their kids and their grandkids about the language and tradition is only because they want it to be alive as long as it can. That's the beauty of India, I think. Like, we are very diverse, we are very welcoming, but at the same time we make sure that our traditions and culture is not compromised, and we do share it with people who come in, and very proudly we talk about our language and our traditions.
Shruti, thank you so much for showing us a little bit of Bangalore heritage today.
My pleasure. I hope you liked it.
I loved it. Thank you so much. And this is actually how I also feel people kind of underestimate Bangalore because they see it as this big industrial city, but at the same time, there are so many layers of cultural heritage if you are willing to look for them. Bangaloreans in particular are very welcoming to outsiders. People very often ask me why I specifically chose Bangalore to settle first in India, and for that explanation, I'm taking you to another lovely spot called Church Street. This is the first place I visited when I came to Bangalore for the first time, so it's only fitting that I let you in on the secret what makes Bangalore really special in this place. What actually really captured my heart about Bangalore is the eclectic mix of people. Obviously, we have the original people who are born and bred in Bangalore, the true Kannadigas, who are so welcoming from people not just all over India, but actually also internationally. In contrast to other large cities, a lot of people come to Bangalore by themselves for work, which makes the city a lot more accessible. It was so much easier for me to make friends here. There are all kinds of events organized, focused on people meeting new people, and still every day I am meeting new friends in Bangalore. Does all this praise mean that Bangalore is without flaws? Of course not. Let me explain to you some of the challenges of living here while we're off to one of my favorite spots in the city. The biggest challenge I have faced here in Bangalore is the traffic. The traffic in Bangalore is actually so bad that it is officially the worst in the world. So I'm not just randomly saying anything. The ways that I have discovered to deal with this is obviously not to go out during peak hours, which are somewhere around like 8 a.m. in the morning until 11 a.m. and in the evening it usually starts from 6 p.m. up to, I would say, 8 p.m. So if you're traveling outside of those hours, I think you should be okay. Also, there are certain areas in Bangalore which are more prone to traffic. The Domlur flyover from Koramangala to Indranagar around 6 p.m. That's gonna take you a lot of time. If you get through that, you have experienced the worst traffic in the world. But like I mentioned, if you just travel outside of those hours, you should be perfectly fine. Then the final thing, which I didn't necessarily find challenging, but which I adjusted to, is that certain parts of Bangalore can be super modern. So you will definitely see girls wearing cleavage, wearing short dresses, wearing skirts and everything. Usually this is in the modern malls, but then there are also very traditional conservative areas, and over there you really have to dress for the occasion. So I personally would always err on the more conservative side. So even today, for instance, I am just wearing pants and a t-shirt because if I end up being in a conservative place, yeah, I don't feel uncomfortable. You can wear it, you can wear shirts, skirts and dresses, but a lot of people will stare, and I just feel it's not really appropriate. So that is definitely something to think about, especially if you're a girl. I would tend and recommend to just adjust and dress for the occasion.
Thank you so much for sticking around this far into our tour, because now it's time to reveal the absolute best part about living in Bangalore. Welcome to Kabam Park.
And then one of the best parts of Bangalore, which is the weather. Before I came to Bangalore, I think 99% of the people who had lived in Bangalore or were born and raised here told me the weather is one of the best in the world. Having lived here for 3 years, I can fully support that, because due to its location, Bangalore has a very stable climate, meaning that the weather rarely goes below 24 degrees and rarely goes up more than 35 degrees, which makes living here so incredibly pleasant. My quality of life has improved so much by being able to spend so much time outdoors. Only during the monsoon season will it rain quite a lot of days, one after the other, but that only lasts, let's say, 2 or 3 months, so it's not that big of an issue. And actually, when it becomes a little bit hotter in May, June, the monsoon season is actually very cozy after that. Really, the weather in Bangalore is something else, and it makes life such a huge pleasure here. If you have been to Bangalore, or maybe if you have lived in Bangalore yourself, let me know down in the comments below what you love most about the city and why you would recommend other people to visit this beautiful city. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to put a thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Well, Ivana has covered Bangalore pretty well. I like most of her vlogs, because especially of places where I've visited, because it brings back so much of good memories of the place. And Bangalore is a place which I have been, I think, visiting for about 35 years now, and it's certainly one of my favorite cities in India. The vlog took off in the best way, that is best place, that is the airport, Bangalore Airport, Kempegowda International Airport. That's I think one of the best airport in India. Very well connected. It's connected to very well internationally and domestically. So to travel around, it's very easy. And the airport itself is an experience wherein a lot of shopping areas and good restaurants. It's kind of cozy and airy. You feel like relaxing there in the airport. If you reach a little bit early for the flight, you have a lot of things to do and spend time in the airport. Airport of Bangalore is really good. And starting from the airport, coming towards the city, she was showing us the hipster capital of India, which is Indiranagar. Certainly, no doubts about it. It's a place where you have amazing restaurants and cuisines. That's true. That's something which I've noticed in Bangalore. Almost all delicacies, like whether it is Thai, Malaysian, Arab, Sri Lankan, you name it, everything is available around you, and you're spoiled for choices out there, and the food quality is also extremely good. It's on par with what has been served in those countries, where it is actual delicacy. So it's really good. And of course, Bangalore is pretty comparatively safe for women, even in the nights. Very well-lit roads, and it's kind of good, definitely. And then it's not just like that, most of the people who come, who visit Bangalore always say that's the Silicon capital of India, because there is so much of business, startups which is happening. Actually, she's right. It's no longer the Valley. It is more of an innovation hub of India. Like, you know, I mean, when you have so many unicorns which is coming up in Bangalore almost on an everyday basis. So with the right kind of business environment, I think the government is also giving a lot of encouragement for businesses out there. And I do agree, the moment you enter the city, the one thing that catches your eye is the Vidhana Saudha. It looks so beautiful from outside. I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, this is great. I had the privilege to go inside that place multiple times, and you know, it's beautiful, the environment, the places, it's kept so well and neat around Vidhan Saudha. And if you have a chance to walk in front of that area, that's good. Passing by the car is okay, but then if you can walk, you know, you can really notice what it is, and you'll really love it. That's something which is absolutely great. Talking about Bangalore, other than, as she said, other than all this, you know, hypes of, malls and theaters and offices and modernity, there's a lot of culture which is there in Bangalore, you know, which the Kannadigas are very proud people who are very, very, very proud about their culture and their language, and they promote it and preserve it so well. They hold literary fests very often. There's a lot of encouragement for local art forms. Not only in Bangalore, I've seen that in across Karnataka. Each part of Karnataka has got its own culture, own dances, own languages. There are multiple languages in Karnataka. It's not just Kannada. There's Tulu. There's, you know, a lot of people speak Hindi also. There's a lot of language which is being spoken in Karnataka. You come to the southern part of Karnataka, you have a place called Dakshina Kannada, coastal regions, wherein the culture is entirely different. I mean, the art, dance forms, the yakshaganas, the culture which is there is also ultimately different. The same way it's there in Bangalore also. Bangalore, it's a totally different scene together, and the people, localites there are so protective and nurture their local culture. That's something which is very good, and I'm very proud about that aspect. There are in Bangalore there are some wonderful restaurants like Vidyarthi Bhavan, which she showed in this video, where you get the traditional taste. I mean, I think it's made for, each taste is made for that particular place. You know, you need to have the taste. You cannot have it anywhere. You have to go there. So, and there is a lot of Kannadigas and also foreigners who flock these places for joints, you know, and the food is absolutely yummy, and each of them have got their own flavor, taste, aroma. It's just amazing. There are other than Vidyarthi Bhavan, there are many others also in Bangalore similar to the same. Like MTR is one. There are a lot of places where you can explore the local cuisines in Bangalore, and everything is just nearby. It's not too far away to travel. You go nearby, within 2-3 kilometers range, you find one. So it's very easy also to explore. That's one. Church Street, of course, the shopping capital in Bangalore, I think. I mean, where you find almost all the best shops in Church Street, that Brigade Road, Church Street. In these kind of places, there are a lot of areas in Bangalore where you can do local shopping. And there are a lot of local markets also, wherein you get things made by local people. I mean, the Bangaloreans, and also the food, the fruits, you know, the flowers. These are all things. There are spirit markets for each of them, and there's electronics market. I mean, Bangalore has got everything. You know, you name it, you find a place to get that. That's how Bangalore is. And these are some of the major things that is there. And the traffic block of Bangalore, please don't ask. I mean, officially, that's true. I mean, I think that officially that must be the city which has the worst traffic blocks. I've experienced sometimes traffic blocks in Mumbai, but Bangalore is different altogether. Mumbai, it's only very rarely, I mean, that I find traffic blocks, but then if there is a block, there's a big block. But in Bangalore, this is an everyday scene, you know, there's certain time slots wherein it's chock-a-block. It's better to avoid those times and fix up your meetings accordingly with your clients or your relatives or friends or whomever you want to meet, so that you avoid the traffic and waste time in the waiting for your car to move. I'm sure PDA must be really looking at easing the traffic congestion scenario in Bangalore. They must be working on that. I hope they do that soon. So these are some wonderful things of Bangalore, and every time I see Bangalore, there's a lot of wonderful memories which comes to my mind right from the last 35 years when I've been visiting. The climate, let me tell you, when I first started visiting Bangalore, the climate was totally different. I mean, now when you go there, there's a lot of change, and I can really feel that it could be because of the climate change what's happening, and a lot of change which is happening, massive industrialization, massive urbanization, which is thoughtless urbanization across the world, which is actually changing the climate, and Bangalore is no exception. I really hope the authorities take notice and do something so that nature is also protected. Of course, there is Cubbon Park in Bangalore, which is, I think, one of the most peaceful places if you want to go for jogging in the morning, or just to spend time leisurely. It's an amazing place. You should visit. Climate is something which was an attraction for Bangalore earlier. Now also it's okay. People who are coming now feel that it's okay, but then I've experienced it much before, so I can find a lot of changes. I can feel that lot of changes. I hope it improves further. Other than that, I think Bangalore is the city. If you really look forward to settling down long term in India. And Ivana is a wonderful travel blogger whom I always follow. Most of her videos, it's very nice. She does cover the places very well, and she has got a whole lot of friends, like how she introduced one Shruti in this video. Every video she's coming up with some friends wherever she goes, and that helps because you get the local perspective when you are interacting with people locally there. So that's something which she does cover in most of her videos. That's it. And she did tell about the culture, we should respect a little bit about the dressing aspect of it. Yeah, I think it's okay. Maybe it's her personal feeling, but then in Bangalore, I feel that's not an issue because Bangalore is very cosmopolitan, very urban, and there are people a little bit conservative, but that's there in every city. Which city doesn't have it? So that way it's okay. And even I think she's also saying, it's okay. Nothing big difference. That's something wonderful. I like this video, and I look forward to bringing more interesting videos like this to you very soon. If you like this video, kindly click the like button and also share the same video with your friends and relatives. And I would, if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly click the subscribe button, and also request your friends whom you're forwarding the video also to subscribe to the channel. And do not forget to press the bell icon, so whenever, and as I'll be keeping on bringing new videos, so whenever I bring in a new video, you're intimated first and you can see and enjoy it with me the first. So that's it for now. I'll look forward to come to you with another video very soon. Till then, take care. Have a good day.